Once the animal's chest plate is removed, a villager reaches his arm inside its body. After the blood pools, it's collected and mixed with a pinch of salt.
Oh yeah, it's been sitting a little too long. These are the perils of doing a food review show. You can't eat it right away, and that's kind of a problem when you're drinking blood.
Cheers, sir.
Cheers.
How's it?
Can I say, I have a friend, his name is Mark Weens. He said he loves how blood tastes. He says it's so milky. I can't say I agree. It's intense. It's hard to get the idea out of my mind that I'm just drinking literal blood. The taste itself isn't bad. There's a little bit of iron flavor on the back end. It's not gamey or anything. What are your honest thoughts?
It's healthy.
It's healthy.
Yes.
Is it really though?
It has many medical benefits. It increases your immune system. It helps a person who are suffering from asthma.
Okay, what about erectile dysfunction?
Yeah, it does help with that too.
Nice. Not that I need that, but maybe down the road.
Okay, sir.
Also, I need that.
People here developed a method of preservation that's still used today. Once dry, the meat can last for months. Right now, it'll be used to add flavor and a bit of protein to our breakfast.
This looks incredible. Is this kind of a normal breakfast?
Yeah, this is aloo fingsha.
Stir-fried dried yak meat with garlic, onion, and cumin powder. Add potatoes and salt. With the addition of water, this becomes a Highland curry. The final ingredient, rice noodles.
Oh, fantastic.
We can tear it, dip it.
Oh my gosh, I love this texture.
To accompany our dried yak curry, we have the momo, though it's not in its usual form. Instead of stuffing the momo with chicken or buffalo,
Nothing in inside.
Interesting strategy.
mix wheat flour with baking powder and water.
I like chicken, buffalo, but maybe I'll like nothing.
After folding it into the signature dumpling shape, it's steamed until it cooks through.
It's really delicious and like strong meat flavor. This is like a Vietnamese banh bao outside, and then I'm gonna try this dried yak. It's got some texture to it. You need strong teeth. I think old people could not eat this, right? It's like a yak jerky. Interesting. You have very tough texture, but lots and lots of flavor. I'm so curious about your story because you live here now, but you grew up in Kathmandu.
He came here to care for the land he'd inherited from his parents.
What made you want to go from the biggest metropolis in Nepal here to a village that has not even 500 people?
It's the vibe, peacefulness. It has more beautiful environment than a city area. I can't compare Kathmandu with Pisang. I prefer Pisang.
But Pisang can also be harsh and unforgiving. For one, it's barely accessible. 9 years ago, there were no roads at all.
When was the first time you came here? How old were you?
My mom and dad brought me here when I was 1.5 years old. When I was 19, there was no roadways. I had to walk from Besisar to get to my village. Normally, local people take around maybe 5 days, but for me, I took around 13 days.
These days, a 13-day trek has been reduced to a rocky 8-hour drive from the nearest city, which is good news here because sub-zero temperatures and a lack of resources require residents to import even basic necessities like rice, sugar, salt, and oil.
Before they had roads here, how did you get products that you needed?
Mule.
Mule.
So somebody would walk it from a different city either on a mule or on their back. I'm very fascinated with the community here. So part of today is just about hanging out with you guys, learning more about your food and the lifestyle here. Breakfast, this was amazing, tastes incredible. From here, we have a yak to cook.
Today, this yak will be transformed into 4 main dishes, cooked up by some of the villagers and served to this community. Time to get to work. First, the blood sausage. Here, it starts with liver, kidney, stomach, fat, blood, and meat, all the yak's most nutrient-dense organs. After seasoning with salt and garlic, this chunky mixture is stuffed into the yak's intestines. Then it's boiled until it cooks through. The sausage, known locally as gyuma, can be cooked like this, but there's also a version that involves no cooking at all.
Oh, I know what it smells like. It smells like a slaughterhouse.
The uncooked gyuma is hung above the stove to dry, just like the dried yak meat we tried earlier. Every home in the village has a similar setup, utilizing heat from daily cooking to also dry and preserve meat.
You told me before that you could not have refrigerators here until they built the roads. So before they built the roads, this is the best way to save the meat.
And after 15 days of drying,
This is really hard. You could beat your husband with this. Maybe not. There's some really fatty pieces, but it tastes better than the smell. How are you? You okay? Do you need a Diet Coke?
No.
It's so interesting because so much food I've had in Nepal has just a lot of spices in general so far. But this is nice. It just tastes like the animal. Very simple, but it's good. My favorite part about this village is that these days you have refrigerators, you have some more modern conveniences, but the tradition is the tradition. You still keep doing this. You still keep preparing meat the old way. I love it.
Cooking is underway, from fried tripe to a massive mountain of yak curry. Meanwhile, Karma is preparing his own version of a Himalayan tartare, meaning plenty of raw yak meat.
I feel like every time I hang out with you, there's raw blood involved. All that's in here, stomach and soft meat.
Yeah.
Fantastic. So for those of you following along at home, he starts with salt.
Tasting powder.
Tasting powder. MSG? They call MSG tasting powder. I love it.
Dish chili powder.
And then this is what brings it all together. Raw blood. It's the glue, it's the bonding agent, it's the alcohol at the party. All right, come on, tasting powder, here we go. A bit rare, really chewy. The stomach has a strong flavor, but the meat's delicious, it's soft, so they work well together. For me, this feels like a village drinking food. Are you supposed to eat this with alcohol?
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta say, I thought it would be way more gamey and off-putting, but I like the spices, the tasting powder is giving it a little bit of oomph. It's nice. This is fantastic. Soon, we're gonna share this with everybody. We have many dishes to come, and we're all gonna eat together. Are you hungry?
Yeah.
Are you ready to party? Okay, you definitely seem ready.
Cooking for our final meal is nearing completion, and we've got plenty of this. Himalayan-style yak curry, a hearty combination of yak meat, tomato, masala, and other curry spices, braised for hours to allow the protein to tenderize. As villagers dish up, most have their eyes on the curry. Finally, it's time for everyone to enjoy together.
Fantastic, we've done it. Well, I didn't do that much.
No, it's all right, sir.
Thank you. Everybody's enjoying. We've got curry. We have a big vat of sausage here, which we'll get to soon. And then we have a noodle dish. I've never seen noodles like this.
It's kind of local pasta.
A wheat-based noodle dough is carefully kneaded until one consistent doughy blob is formed. Now, instead of tediously shaping and pulling long noodle strands, small thumb-sized bits of dough are ripped away, creating bite-sized shapes. Now for the soup. Stir-fry fresh yak meat on high heat with onion. Add potatoes, carrots, and salt. Then add water and let the soup simmer. After some time, she adds in noodles, garlic, and soy sauce.
I'm gonna try the meat first. Well, that's nice. This meat is so tender and soft, and the sauce that's on here is almost like a gravy. All I hear is the sounds of chewing. I like it. Everyone's getting down. Let me try these noodles. No joke, this is amazing. I love it. It reminds me a little bit of the momo from today, just in how it's very doughy, very chewy, incredible texture, very nice, savory flavors. So this is some of that tripe.
Yak tripe, or stomach, is first boiled to cook it through and to dial down the gamey flavors. Next is chopped into small squares. Then stir-fried with salt and chopped garlic.
Wow. Oh, it's interesting. I like this. So different from anything we've had today. Really chewy, like kind of rubbery. Dense meat, but kind of fun to chew on. Lots of flavor. And a little bit gamey, but gamey in a fun way. Gamey like Mattel. Finally, we have the sausage. Oh, that is beautiful.
It's like a snake.
I like, there's no like sausage links every 6 inches. It's just like a meter long. It's almost irresponsible. Fantastic. So we have the sausage here. You just cut it up. It doesn't even look that minced. It's like big chunks of organs, which I like. Cheers.
Cheers, sir.
A little gamey. I like the big coarse chunks of meat inside. It tastes like a lot of the flavor has boiled out of it. And so I wonder, do you use this broth?
No, no.
Sometimes when you boil meat like that for a long time, the flavors kind of boil out into the broth. Oh, no, not the case. That's also not very flavorful. I wouldn't drink that either. All right, you guys know what you're doing. This has a lot of character. It's very good. I like everything. My favorite, this right here. These noodles are incredible.